recovery the last few years, and you know, the way this election is going to turn next year is that I think the Democrats are going to try to hold on and say that we have the answer. We're for raising the minimum wage. I think the Republicans are going to say that the reason why we have a declining middle class is because of the policies of the Obama administration. I think that's the way it's going to play out. And we can argue about that, and I don't want to get too political here, so I won't. But in the first 3 years of the recovery, 91% of income gains went to the wealthiest 1% of households. So after we went through that recession, and we started to come out a few years ago, 91% of the gains went to the top 1%. Inequality in this country has not been at this level since the 1920s. I had a group of Swedish students on my radio show a few weeks ago, and this is a great group. Swedish students, all 17, 18, 19 years old, high school students. And their gig for about 4 months is to sail across the Atlantic in a tall ship. And they staff the ship. Now, I don't know what the insurance rules are in Sweden. And some fly over here and then staff the ship as it travels around the Caribbean. And they stop in Tampa, and they stop in Cuba, and they stop all over. And I had about 30 of them in the air studio the other day, and I was asking them questions. Now, first of all, their English was impeccable. Now, these are 17, 18, 19-year-old students from Sweden. What I found out was that their teachers are better paid. They start to learn English or another language early, that they are given the confidence and skills in high school. Swedish kids come out with some of the strongest sense of self-worth of practically any high school group in the world. So these kids were super confident. And I said to them, have you seen homeless people like you've been in Tampa? And they said, we don't see homeless people like you see in Tampa. I said, do you hate your government? And they say, well, we pay high taxes, but we get something from our government. Because if we're unemployed, there's a safety net. There's money to get us through the unemployment. If we're seeking an education, government will pay for our education. If we get sick, we don't go bankrupt. If we have cancer or anything, the government will pay completely for our treatment. We don't hate government. Government is our friend. And yet in this country, I think on the left and the right, we're all very skeptical of government. We think that government can't do anything right. On the right, you've got people that say, look, if government overspends, you've got people that don't deserve benefits getting benefits, and that you know, we got to cut this out. And then on the left, you've got people who say, look, you know, the government's spying on us, it's cutting back on our rights for some people, and maybe the military budget's too high. I mean, there's a whole range of complaints that people on the left have.